Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to catch the show live, join in all the fun, etc., etc. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive right on into the news. We have a number of privacy articles, and then we do just a couple of security articles. TikTok moves to ease fears among reports that workers in China access U.S. users' data. I was on this like way before anybody even knew it. TikTok, before any of those crazy libs were on TikTok, for libs of TikTok to start doing libs of TikTok. Okay. I did a video on this channel. We're going back 3 or so years ago, back when I didn't wear a hat. And then you know now why I wear a hat with bad hair all over the place in that old office with the creaky bookshelf that everybody wanted to come by and just tap it and see if it falls over and stuff like that. And I did a video on that, talked about the dangers of ByteDance, the company behind TikTok. If you are unaware of TikTok's parent company, it is literally a Chinese data collection and analytics AI firm. Don't use TikTok, people. So, of course, Orange Man Bad's like, hey, we need to stop TikTok because this is kind of a problem. It was like, Orange Man Bad says it must be wrong. And then blah, 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 everyone does this. And now, of course, reports come out that basically says, yeah, the Chinese government and such is actually able to access information inside of there. Duh. Duh. That's all I have to say. Duh. And so that's kind of what we see in there. Now, what they are doing in TikTok to counteract this is, remember Orange Man Bad was trying to sell at least the United States division of TikTok to Oracle so that people basically get away from the idea that it was possibly feeding data to the Chinese government on American citizens. And of course, that deal went through because Orange Man Bad. Are any of you guys missing mean tweets right now? Particularly when you fill up your car with gas? Anyway, so what... they didn't just completely kill the idea. So TikTok has said now that it is actually going to store all users' data from United States will be stored at Oracle, and they are going to make steps to limit the number of Oracle employees that have access to any of that data as a means to basically, this gets rid of, this is a safeguard against rogue employees of the company accessing data. And so this is at least a good step. I still think that we shouldn't be using TikTok or any other site like it, really. It's just, I mean, nothing has caused more detriment in the minds of the youth as TikTok, honestly. And I know YouTube's doing the YouTube Shorts thing, which I don't watch YouTube Shorts, but apparently somebody out there does, because I've been putting YouTube Shorts every week on the Christian channel, and they're the only ones that after 5 years consistently get over like 100 views. This channel, I don't mess with them much because I don't know. Maybe I should. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Should I do more YouTube Shorts? I don't know. Or should I just wear shorts on YouTube? I don't know. Let me know. But anyway, there is a new technology by which police can do contactless fingerprinting. Will let the police scan your prints with a smartphone. Just imagine that you're stopped and they're just got the phone out there and they just wave it over and snap, 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 and you don't even know it, but they trapped your fingerprints. Some people, of course, the privacy groups and civil liberty experts are saying, yeah, this is a problem because, I mean, anytime you give police this type of technology, it is rife for abuse. And so, of course, you don't always have to do fingerprints with ink. There are digital ways of doing official fingerprints using, higher tech scanners and such. But now they're saying basically from 2 inches away, the police can scan an individual's fingers and produce fingerprints that are allegedly just as good as your traditional fingerprint images. I wonder what happens when they decide they want to frame somebody and take their original images and then, Photoshop them a little bit. Very interesting to see. Some people, though, hold on, I have somebody knocking on a window. All right, so there was some concern about this, obviously. People are saying, yeah, when the police can start doing all this kind of stuff, it kind of becomes a little bit more problematic. So there you go. Let me know what your thoughts are. All right, so night owls beware. Fitbit knows your sleep type and wants to educate you on it. Now, this is a fun one, okay? Of course, again, another prediction that I made was Fitbit's exit strategy is to sell itself off to the highest bidder. And so they sold themselves off to Google, who, of course, is working on an insurance company scheme. So make sure you are aware of that. And then what happens is now Google has access to all the data. So when you take one of these Fitbits and put it on your stuff, all this stuff pings off of your phone and then just blink, auto-clinks up to a Google server. So Google knows everything about your health. If you're a sedentary couch potato, hey, whatever. If they're like, hey, man, whatever else, then whatever you're doing, they know. Well, the latest features, and I talked about this when they first happened, sleep. The sleep stuff. You wear this thing at night, and it's going to log all the sleep and REM sleep and how well you're getting and stuff like that. All right, so basically now they're pushing this out as a good thing. Hey, you can pay extra and see your sleep schedule and tell what type of sleep analyst you are. I have news for you. Whether or not you pay for this or not, Google is getting and tracking and storing and logging your sleep schedules. Now, they sell you the access to the data they have on you. Isn't that exciting? So if you got one of those Fitbits, I'd probably take the Fitbit off. That's kind of my thoughts on that. All right. No, Guardian, I don't want to do that right now. Next one, Instagram is trying to use stronger age verification checks by making sure that you have video selfies. Now, this applies to somebody who changes their birth date from an under 18 to an over 18. What happens is you have to do several different videos, or, I don't get this, or you can find 3 adults over 18 that have mutual contacts with each other, and they can all vouch for you. That just doesn't make sense. Neither one of those can vouch for other people at the same time, whatever else. But apparently, if you don't want to go ahead and do your selfie scan, 3D facial selfie scan, and give it to Facebook, then that's kind of the case. So with that, then guys, just close your Instagram accounts. You don't need this, and certainly don't use it. We need to say no. Maybe if you're under 18, you shouldn't be on any form of social media. Nothing hurts teenagers more than that. Maybe 16, but even that's a little questionable. Whatever. All right, and next we have Malwarebytes. So Malwarebytes. You can be tracked online using your Chrome browser extensions. Now, this is a fun one. Of course, we talked yesterday on the live stream about VPNs, and VPNs right now, they are the snake oil being sold for ultimate privacy and security. A VPN does nothing except hide your basic internet from your ISP. It simply kicks the can down the road to somebody else. And somebody else has done a very good argument, say, yeah, what if all of these companies, and all the VPN companies are pretty much only owned by like 2 or 3 different companies. What if all these companies, they're just giant backdoor Five Eyes government systems that are simply tracking what you're doing online? I don't know. I mean, what do you think guys think about that? Is that something that you guys would think as well? But anyway, that being said, this covers all the different ways that you can be fingerprinted from your browser. And by the way, almost none of these has to do with the IP address. The user agent header, the accept header, the connection header, encode header, language, upgrade, insecure request header, refer header, basically all these different headers or things. Some of these are cookie preferences, allowed or not, do not track preferences, allowed or not, the time zone of your computer, the screen resolution and its color depth, all of the different extensions, all these types of things. And I got news for you. If you're on a VPN, you're like, I am now safe and protected on my VPN. As soon as you log into any account, you've completely de-anonymized yourself to everybody else who's cross-trading cookies, and that's nearly everybody at this point in time. So don't think that a VPN is going to necessarily save you. So basically what this is Chrome allows you, with the data that it sends back about these different things, Chrome allows you to be fingerprinted and tracked more than many other browsers. And so that's what Malwarebytes is making. Now, a lot of this is because Firefox puts in some anti-fingerprinting stuff that Chrome does not do. And this is a reason for, even though Firefox is going a little bit nutsoid, there's still probably a better choice than anything that's Chromium based if privacy is your ultimate goal. All right, so on to the last one, and this was originally on, is it Wired, I think? I think this was originally on Wired and Paywall, and so I found this one, which is basically the exact same article. So this is actually written by somebody at the EFF, and so I'm not sure why it wasn't posted over there, but this journalist has to send the kid to the daycare, and then the daycare's like, hey, we're just using this amazing Brightwheel app, and you can see anything you're doing on your app. And so she's like, that's kind of terrifying, kind of fun, but kind of terrifying. I mean, look, real time. I got news for you. We've had daycare in this country for a long time. Okay. Without the parents, the helicopter parents being able to check in on your phone and see, oh, look, Johnny's over there getting his diaper changed. Johnny's over there eating a popsicle. Johnny's over there playing on a swing. Parents, if you need an app that does all that kind of stuff, you're hovering a little bit too much. Okay. That being said, the app basically goes in and logs everything. And then, of course, the daycare workers has to log in and leave regular notes. So basically, everything about the kid is being logged into this app. Well, this person, being connections to the EFF, is able to get an interview with an employee at Brightwheel, and they find out that, yeah, Brightwheel and pretty much everybody else in their industry, security and privacy is not really on their radar. They had no 2FA originally. They do have 2FA now. They had no 2FA originally, just basic PIN number. But at the same time, all of this data is on the servers and easily shareable to an app. And of course, it's all user friendly, which means it's kind of easy to hack and stuff like that. And so that's kind of what's going on in all of that. And so the big problems here I see, number one, is that all of your child's data is being pushed onto these apps that are all on somebody else's servers, that you basically are forced to agree to accept the app or take your kids somewhere else. Okay. That is one of the factors. And so we have to keep that in mind. The second factor here is, the security factor. These companies are not, security's not top of their line, top of their list. And that's kind of the case here. So with all of that, you have to be really careful about what data is being collected on your kids and where they're put in. And if you have any kids in daycares or in schools, go ahead and insist that, no, you're not going to put my child's data into this stuff. And they're like, well, this is our protocol. Tell them no. Tell them you do not agree with COPA. You cannot be forced to give away your rights and your child's rights to privacy. Put your foot down and say no. Okay? If you don't trust them with your kid, that you have to see day by day screenshots, you know exactly when they had a snack, whatever else, maybe they shouldn't be in that daycare. All right? That's really the case. That's really the case. Okay, so put your foot down on this ton of this stuff. Don't accept all these online apps. Say, no, I just don't want you to put my child's data inside of some other app by some company that doesn't know anything about security because they're trying to make a quick buck on selling the crap. And this reporter did get to the bottom of this, so it's definitely worth having a look at. Well, if you'd like to help support the channel, I do have a science fiction novel called Synaptergy. You can read the first chapter here at the website at synaptergy.com or tlm.li/s. You can listen to the first 5 minutes of the book there as well. There's a link here with a list of places you can buy it. You can pick it up from a variety of different places. So you can go ahead and do that. Well, let's head on over to security news next. All right, just a couple of security items. Of course, it's another day. Another WordPress plugin is insecure. This one is Ninja Forms. Over 1 million WordPress websites using Ninja Forms. I know a site I either manage or have maintained for somebody in the past had Ninja Forms installed, and for the life of me, I can't remember which site it is. So I try and be proactive on this, knowing what it is. I know it's not one of the sites I built because I would not have installed Ninja Forms. But one of my clients was using Ninja Forms, and I don't know who that is. And it's kind of driving me a little crazy because I want to alert them of a security breach. But oh well, I guess we'll figure it out if it comes. Has a CVS score of 9.8. The merge tags is the issue where it allows you to use the function is callable and feed in their variables that basically gives you admin access to the backend, in which case you could expose the database and a lot of other information. So if you do have a WordPress website with Ninja Forms installed, be sure to run your system upgrades right away and maybe get those big plugins off the site. Well, QNAP has another vulnerability. Actually, there were 2 this week. I kicked out the other one because this one was a bigger breach. This one is another CVSS score of 9.8 out of 10, which means, oh my Lord, the apocalypse is coming. And so this is another one of those web-based, out-of-the-box web-based network attached storage that you can put all your personal files and all of your everything about your personal life and then connect to it from your Aunt Mildred's house for whatever reason you would need to do that. And these things are extraordinarily susceptible. There have been 3 breaches of these that are all been major in the last month. This one happens to be with the PHP versions 7.1, 7.3. Just a note, PHP 8.0 is what is current right now. I have an ISP config system that's still using 7.3, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to get it up to 8. I'm not sure. But anyway, we'll work through that. Vulnerability has been reported affecting these PHP versions. Of course, their previous advice was make sure it's not on the internet, turn off SMBs. And also I think it was turn off one other setting as well. But yeah, more issues. So maybe guys, if you're running this, it's maybe time to switch to another NAS solution. I don't know. Just kind of my thought. And malicious malware Windows shortcuts are making a return. So these are Windows shortcuts that are being sent to people listed as PDF files. So you get them in your email, you click it thinking it is a PDF or something, and it's really a zip file. And when you open up the zip file, it has a .lnk file, which is a Windows link file, which will link to something else. So when you open this up, it's going to execute a payload that's going to do a bunch of bad shenanigans all throughout. So emote payload will be added into memory. Using regserver32.exe, the original dropper gets deleted from the temp directory. Best way to protect against it is to thoroughly inspect every email attachment coming in, into quarantine, and block any suspicious content that includes zip compressed files with Windows shortcuts. So make sure that you're not opening any attachment sent to you on email that you're not explicitly accepting. And if it's somebody that you know, chat with them, verify that they actually sent you a file before opening it. Well, you can help support the channel over on Subscribestar, subscribestar.com/switched-to-Linux. You can join us on over there. And with that, thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.